I know I talk about it a lot, but OCD is a very complex and nuanced and misunderstood illness, and it keeps people stuck in a cycle of stressful, unwanted thoughts and repetitive physical behaviors. It's hard to kind of find the right path when you are being diagnosed, and a lot of people aren't able to be diagnosed. Maybe they don't have the resources or the avenues to do that. And not every therapist understands OCD or is qualified to treat it effectively, which can make it difficult to find the right help. But we've got no CD on our side, and that's why things are going to change.
OCD is highly treatable with a specialized type of therapy called ERP or exposure and response prevention. And with no CD, you can do live virtual ERP therapy with licensed therapists who specialize in OCD. OCD therapists are highly trained, so they really understand OCD and won't judge you no matter what your thoughts are about.
No CD therapy is covered by insurance for over 155 million Americans. I think that's just amazing.
Yeah.
As someone who's had ERP really change their life, I recommend it to anyone I know. So if you think you or someone you know might be struggling with OCD, please don't wait to get help. Go to nocd.com and book a free call with their team to learn more. That's nocd.com to schedule a free call and learn more. Hello and welcome to And That's Why We Drink, your true crime and paranormal favorite. I'm Christine, and that's.
The other one.
I'm like, why am I making this a Mad Lib? That's not how this works.
It's me, but also like weirdly
Whoa,
blurry.
yeah, you're blurry.
Is that better?
Actually, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Great. Yeah, I'm better now.
A ghostly film
I know.
above your
It was
face.
actually a spirit was just standing in front of the computer. It was really
That's
fucking
so
rude.
fucking
I hate when they do
rude.
that. I can't even get into it. So anyway,
Stop
um,
yelling at them. They live in your house and they're invisible. That's so scary.
why do you drink, Christine? Besides the horrors that are our nation,
Oh,
unless you want to throw that in.
I mean, I do want to throw that in. Things are rough and scary. And so I was flying back into Cincinnati with my brother, and it was like that snowstorm was coming in,
Hmm.
and we're on the plane, and I just glance up, and it's something I'll never forget, glancing up and seeing everybody's screen, whether it was CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, whatever. And it's like on the plane, everyone's watching. It's dark out. There's like this huge blizzard happening. I'm seeing like the news headlines from Minneapolis on every screen in different like contexts. And it was just one of those like, oh, okay, this is a history book,
Oh yeah,
a big history book situation.
it feels. I mean, with every day, uh, I feel like every day I wake up and say, "Oh, it feels like we're in a dystopian wasteland." But then the next day happens, and I go, I miss yesterday." Oh my,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so
yeah. Like again, now what? Now
yeah.
what am I waking up to? Yeah, it's really jarring. I mean, I've been following astrology pretty closely lately, and I do feel like things are shifting rapidly. In case you're wondering, uh,
I would love
Neptune.
to hear what the stars have to say because I'm so over what the newscasters have to say. So,
Well, great, because the Neptune is entering. So it's been in Pisces for 14 years, which is a very dreamy state, and Neptune governs like spirituality and um, like that kind of like drive to. I think it's like a drive to change the collective or to spiritually grow and get people on your side. Either way, it's now entering Aries, fire sign. And the last time that this happened was about 150 years ago, the first day of the Civil War in the US.
well,
So,
ain't that funny? Ain't that something?
literally the day that the day then that's tomorrow, by the way. So as we record this, January 27th.
Sick. Okay,
Yeah,
great.
and it's going to be there for 14 more years. So
Hmm.
we'll see. But this is a time. It's a time to step into. It's a good thing because it's like we're stepping out of a Pisces kind of like dreamy like spirituality into an active fiery like resistance type spirituality.
Okay.
And if you've been doing the work, they say you're on the right. This year, jump aboard. We're fighting the fascists.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're fighting the battles. Yeah. Um. Yeah. It's a rough one. Have you been finding joy at all anywhere? What's something good that's happened? I feel
Thank
like
you
we
for
need.
asking that. That's a nice question. Well, actually, this is probably a good time to segue into this real quick. I've been trying to find outlets, right, as we all are.
Mhm.
And I ended up making a drawing that I'm turning into a sticker. And I've decided after all the Minneapolis news this week that I'm going to go ahead and sell them. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but they're a little hot stuff devil sitting on an ice cube, and it says "abolish ice."
Perfect.
And I figured I'm just going to donate the proceeds to. I have it already up on my Etsy page, but the link isn't public yet. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it, but this just felt like the time to mention it. So, if you want to go order one, I only have I think a couple. I have like 100 or 200. Um, if anyone's interested, I'm donating the proceeds. And hopefully, oh, and hey, your girlfriend now has an Etsy too.
She does.
This
Yep.
is all. This is crazy.
It's called Forager's Craft. She's making her own
Beautiful.
jewelry these days, and she's doing a very good job.
Well, I
She's
keep
been
wanting to wear the earrings to show them off, and then I'm like, oh, I have these headphones on. I can't really wear the earring. But anyway, they're beautiful. I ordered some. Um,
no, thank you
Man,
for
she's
the shout
talented,
out.
dude.
Yeah, so people she has been gone for what feels like I think
Seriously,
a,
she
a
came in
year now.
swinging.
But she said, "Oh, while I'm gone, I guess I'm also going to open an entire jewelry business." So she's been when she's not watching the baby, she has been going to this area in Charlotte where she's been able to make all this stuff and but anyway, she's doing a really good job. And if you would like a set of earrings or a bracelet or what, she's very good at all of it. It's specifically woodworking stuff, but
Yes.
um Forager's Craft if you would like to go follow her on wherever you would like. Or
And you
go
should.
mainly Etsy. If you would like to get something from her, it's on Etsy.
Yeah, and they're beautiful. And she has a really good Instagram that and TikTok, I think, that shows um how she makes them and stuff. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't find the draft of the post, but I do have already a donation page set up for the money that I'm going to make. Hopefully, if anyone buys any of these, I'm going to donate the proceeds. So I don't know. I don't know anymore what to do. This is like my feeble attempt, right, at like helping, but I think also everything changes weekly, so I don't really know which
I don't even know
nonprofit
what's going to be
yet.
going on by the
I
time.
know, I know. So I'm gonna hold off on even mentioning which nonprofit yet, but I will put it in the listing. You can go to the X-Teen Files. I mean, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm like, how can I contribute trapped in my house? I guess I can maybe I draw something silly. I don't know.
Sure. Yeah.
That's my
Is
contribution.
that the joy you found this week?
Yeah, it feels like a little control in an uncontrollable world. So
Nice.
yeah. What about you? Are you okay? I mean, not really, but
No.
in general.
No, 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 I'm not okay. What I have been trying to, distract myself with things, and so I went to a Comic-Con yesterday.
Mm.
I got to meet a bunch of people who worked on like Nickelodeon shows, which I thought you'd be
Oh,
interested in.
cool.
Um, I met Craig Bartlett from Hey
Oh,
Arnold. Did you
yes.
ever meet him? I don't know.
You know,
In my
I met
mind,
him
at
once.
Nickelodeon, you just like you just had dinner with him or
He
something.
wasn't there because he wasn't working anymore. I think he was retired when I worked there. As far as I knew, he wasn't there. So I met him once, and I think we follow each other on Instagram, but that's it.
Nice. No, for those who don't know, Craig Bartlett was like the illustrator, and
Yeah,
I think did he
I
create these
think he
shows too?
created it. I think he created it. Yeah.
For like Hey Arnold, and
Hmm.
I didn't know this, but he also drew Cynthia from the Rugrats.
Oh, that it fits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fits.
But so I guess they had records, like vinyl records of the Hey Arnold soundtrack from the first season. I think
That's
first season.
cool.
And so I didn't like one of my favorite things to listen to on YouTube is like ambient like New York jazz music,
Hmm.
which is basically Hey Arnold music. And
Oh,
so
like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So I got the record, and he told me that it was like the last one that they had in their personal collection, and or I don't know if it was his personal collection or like the store. It was like the last vinyl that they were selling. And so
Wow.
I got him to sign
Do
it
you
for
have it?
me. Yeah.
Hey Arnold, the music volume 1 is kick ass, dude, and he signed it to M.
Yeah. And then I also um I got some other autographs. I met the people like I don't know if it's one woman or three women, but someone who voices the Powerpuff Girls was there, which was fun. So
Oh,
I got to say
cool.
hi to her too. Um anyway, it was fun. I bought some tchotchkes. You know I love a little tchotch.
Was it in town or did you have to leave town?
No, it was in town. Um that was the highlight. I was like, I need an escape, and I looked up like things that are going on, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll go to a Comic-Con.
Hell yeah.
Um so yeah, that's a good reason why I drink. The bad reasons why I drink are the same reasons everyone's drinking. So
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't know. Everyone just watch out for your neighbors and I don't know. It's
Buckle up.
yeah.
Shit's getting real, really real.
Um any announcements to make before we get into me telling a ghost story? This feels so like silly to tell a ghost story right now, given the I feel like
It's not any sillier than going to a Comic-Con or drawing a
that's
picture. I
true.
mean, what else are we supposed to do, you
I
know?
know, just keep it moving, I guess. Is there anything we need to
Um,
announce?
I don't think so. Not that I know of. I mean, we're kind of like uh, I hesitate to say this, but like somewhat ahead for the first time. Are we
Great.
ahead? Probably like a week, but
Oh,
still, feels
oh.
pretty. It feels like we're ahead a little bit. So it's kind of like I don't know. I'm just kind of grooving, ready to hear what you've got. I need to tell you about my green blazer.
Okay.
I know like you're usually the blazer person, but I got a green blazer through Daily Look. It's something I never would have like tried on necessarily at the store, but when I got it, I was like, "Oh, snap." And I've been wearing it. I feel very chic and elevated in it. And again, it's not something I would have like come across in my own shopping searches, so I'm thankful for Daily Look and my green blazer and all the other lovely items they've sent my way.
I'm glad. I think everyone looks sharp in a blazer. I'm glad you have that.
Yeah,
And
there's
green would
something
look
about
lovely
it.
on you.
Thank
Stunning.
you.
Yeah, this podcast is sponsored by Daily Look, the number one highest rated premium personal styling service for women. And with Daily Look, you get your own dedicated personal stylist, Esperanza, if you're lucky. You and Christine could share the same stylist to curate a box of clothes based on your body shape preferences and lifestyle. And this is not an algorithm. These are real personal stylists, and you get the same one every time.
That's right. It's time to get your own personal stylist with Daily Look. Head to dailylook.com to take your style quiz and use code DRINK for 50% off your first order.
Once again, that's dailylook.com for 50% off. Make sure you use our promo code DRINK so they know that we sent you. One last time, dailylook.com and promo code DRINK.
Oh, I love this. This is a talking point here. What's the most ridiculous subscription or hidden fee you've discovered you were paying for? Because mine was that Nickelodeon subscription box.
Mine is something new every day.
Okay, fair.
When I get a new email and all of a sudden I'm like, why the hell am I getting things like this? And
A
then I'm like,
hidden fee?
I have a subscription again. I thought I got rid of you.
In this economy? I know,
Ay,
it's
ay,
so
ay.
overwhelming. But Rocket Money is here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Don't worry about it.
You know, I had a lot of subscriptions as we've discussed before, Cincinnati.com. I love you, Cincinnati.
Oh,
Not that
yeah,
much, though. I'm
that's
so
the
sorry.
most ridiculous one. That's a good one. Now you're like publishing basically the world's news, is what I'm hearing.
You
You're
know what?
financing it.
You know what? And I've always said that. And
You're welcome, world.
I'm ready to quit. And luckily with
Okay.
Rocket Money, they're gonna help me do that in a snap because I am over all of you with your magazines. I'm over
I
it.
get it. I get it. It's time. You've done enough. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/drink.
That's rocketmoney.com/drink. Rocketmoney.com/drink. This is a quickie. This is from Billings, Montana.
Ooh, cowboy country again.
I don't know what's going on because I'm actively trying to find different
Maybe it's the algo.
locations. Maybe I'm trying to find different areas
Well,
of the nation
spoiler
and
alert,
elsewhere.
mine is kind of a now that I'm thinking about it, also a repeating
Oh,
pattern of
really?
what I've been doing.
Well,
So.
I think you're right that it might be my algorithm because I have been I don't even know if like it's if I feel like traveling lately, but I keep planning this stupid Montana trip to get through my leftover states so I can hit all 50 states.
That's right. It's on the brain.
And Billings, Montana is a Montana period, but Billings is one of the places I'm looking at.
Cool.
So anyway, maybe I'll stop by this house if I ever go. This is the Moss Mansion. And it was built in 1902. for the Moss family, if you can believe it or not, the Moss Mansion.
Actually, like I thought maybe it's just really green
I
and
just thought it
mossy.
was
Really
covered
really
in shit.
verdant and squishy. Oh my god, wait, can I tell a quick anecdote? One time in
Half a
element
sentence in. Yes,
before
absolutely.
I even get your yes or no, I'm like, can I before I take a breath, can I tell
Actually,
you a story as I
let's hold it right
continue?
there. Yeah.
Yeah, no. No, let me regale you, but it was elementary school and my brother did a diorama and we had bought that like fake moss
Mm,
at
Michael's.
Michael's. Yeah,
Michelle's.
and he Michelle's and he came home and we didn't realize it first, but he had this horrible reaction, like his eyes swelled and
Oh,
stuff. And we were like, "What's going on?" Turns out he's allergic to that fucking moss from Michael's.
interesting.
So if you have like strong allergies, be really careful because that shit is like spores, you know, and it'll get in your system.
Good to know. I
Yeah.
actually wouldn't know. I've never touched fake or real moss, I
It
guess.
doesn't feel nice, really.
Okay.
It's like
I
just moist, you know, always.
mm, that just
That
really sealed the
it
deal for me. I'm not
rules
doing
it
it.
out immediately,
Yeah.
exactly.
What other words could we use so I never touch it? Okay.
Yeah, so if you're doing a diorama, maybe use like tissue paper instead or something, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, just like a textured spray
Yeah.
paint.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool too.
The piping thing from cakes.
Oh, but what are you putting in it? Frosting.
Really thick paint or frosting and really
Don't
just
put paint in there because then someone's gonna eat it. Okay, never mind. Listen,
uh,
don't let us tell you how to make a diorama. You believe in yourself,
yeah.
okay?
The Moss Mansion. Here we go. Okay, Moss Mansion. 1902. It was built for Mr. and Mrs. Moss. But their names are Preston and Martha, although they went by PB and Matty. Maddie.
Maddie Moss.
Isn't that cute?
That is.
I'm telling you, there is such a significant rise in my chance of marrying somebody if there is an alliteration if I were to change my name. Or if they were to
Absolutely.
change their name.
So, but for you, it would be E, which doesn't quite
It's a
have an
toughie.
alliteration
It's a
because
toughie.
it's sort of a how it would have to
Also,
be like M. Emberson.
yeah, it would be actually a really sad, gross name, I think. I think it would not sound right to
Hey,
me.
if your name's M. Emberson, M thinks you have a really gross name. I like it personally. So I think Emberson is a cool last name. But what about
I
Emerson? M. Emerson.
maybe.
Okay, wait, wait. How does this hit you? Emmethy Emerson.
I think if there was Emmethy and then the last name started with a TH, Emmethy Thabala, maybe.
No, because then
No?
anyone with a lisp is gonna have a hard time. Emmethy, because then it would be
I would argue
Emmethy So wait, so it would be Emmethy Thurgood. Try saying that.
Thurgood.
Well, I'm trying to think of a
Oh,
TH name.
Emmethy Thurgood. Yeah,
It sounds
that'd be really
terrible.
stupid,
Empathy
is what it would
Thurgood.
be.
It sounds like you don't. Yeah, it sounds
Oh,
like
you're
you have a
totally
speech
right.
impediment, which is fine. But like, I don't know if that's what you're going for.
No, you're right. It does sound not like how I would want it to sound.
Empathy Thurgood.
I don't know why I thought that. I don't know what I think my name's the only name. Maybe that's why I'm appreciative of alliteration because I know
What
mine
about
just won't work.
Emmethy Edmonton? Emmethy Emerson. I think it works great.
I think you're a psychopath. That's what I think. I
Well,
there's
okay,
no
you're the one who wants to
way.
name yourself Emmethy
No, I
Fowlander.
don't. Okay, let's start. Let's go with yours. Like Christine, anything with a k sound is gonna sound incredible with yours.
No, it's not because if it's Christine
You're immediately
Kakarowski-
wrong. What? You know what? Sounds better than Empathy Thurgood. I'll
What if
tell
it
you
was
that.
Christine Christensen? Then I sound like I literally invented the church.
It's
So,
like, it's
you
actually
know?
short for Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's short for my dad is God. Sorry.
My dad, the inventor of digital and Jesus Christ
Christine
himself.
Christensen is insane. But anyway.
I think you have a better shot with the alliteration than I do.
Well, too bad my husband's name is Lampignelli and I fucked it up.
You got
I
hurt
fucked
there.
it all up.
You got burned. That's okay. It's you know what?
Speaking of burned, Emberson is a cool last name and I will die on this hill.
I agree with you. I just don't think it's from my name. But I think
Emberson.
yeah, like because also that just sounds like member son.
Okay, Emmethy Emberson.
I think it's time to call it quits.
Okay, fine.
I do actually. I know someone from college. Her sister's name was Ember, and I was like, "That's fucking sick."
That's a kick-ass name, although I thought we were giving it a rest.
Okay, you're right. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
No,
Okay.
you're right. I would have talked about it for another hour.
Back to the best name I've ever heard, though. Maddie Moss. Hello.
Very good. Martha
That-
Moss, Maddie Moss, very good.
No notes. her and her husband, so they ends up getting this mansion built for them. It cost $105,000 then in 1902, which is now basically $4 million. Yikes.
Ooh, pricey.
And fun fact, it was designed by the same person who designed the Plaza hotels and the original Waldorf Astoria.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like that alone, he was
Fancy.
like, it's going to be $4 million
Yeah,
regardless of size.
base level. Yeah.
Yeah, my starting pay is
Mhm.
$4 million. This mansion had 28 rooms, which here's what I don't like. I'm so over this. When they don't tell you what type of rooms immediately, I want to know bedroom, bathroom situation.
I don't like the rooms. We're gonna have to like,
Too
yeah,
vague.
specify. I agree, because a room could mean anything,
If
frankly.
someone said 28 rooms and 26 of them are like pantries, I'm like, well, I don't fucking want that.
Yes, you do, because if they're
I
full,
do want
you're
that.
gonna have a good day.
You caught me immediately. Yeah.
But I understand your point. Like, are they all bathrooms? Because
Like,
again, this is
yeah.
like out of The Sims all of a sudden. But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, if there are 28 rooms, like which rooms are? Yeah,
It's Chauncey Bliss's favorite mansion that ever
it's
existed.
28 pantries and 28 bathrooms.
So there's 28 rooms,
Okay.
including parlors, that's plural, libraries, plural, sitting rooms, garden rooms, a ballroom, and a solarium.
Ooh, wait, what's the difference between a solarium and a garden room? That feels like the same thing, but maybe not.
Fascinating question. I
Hmm,
don't, because then also throw in a greenhouse. I'm really fucking confused.
that's right. And
And they have enough room, it seems, for all three, but they're just called garden rooms pretty much.
sounds lovely though.
I'm over it, actually.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Me
I would
too.
honestly, if we have a solarium, why the fuck isn't there a planetarium? That's what I'm thinking.
Oh
You got $4
shit.
million, you're not gonna get yourself a planetarium?
Very good question.
Not that hard, I
Not
bet.
impressed. Not impressed.
If I had $4 million, I'd imagine a planetarium is much more likely to happen. You know,
That's the first thing you're gonna buy.
certainly not the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
So the home also had, and this is a quote because I didn't even want to mess with the quote. The home also had heated indoor plumbing, an electric bell system, and a very early version of a rotary phone, which rotary phones weren't
Oh,
even going to be popular for the next 20
geez,
years.
1902. This was,
Yeah, who are you calling when no one else has a fucking phone?
but
Like,
that is so like McMansion coded, right? Like, what are
yeah,
you even gonna do with that thing? Whatever that
it's
like
like,
extra
I have
weird
a
thing you
phone.
bought.
I'll wait 20 years until you can get back to me.
Yes, yes, I'll leave you a voicemail. Someday you'll get a voicemail box and you'll know what I'm saying.
Like, what
But
was your phone number? One? It's so stupid.
dial my friend one. Yeah, you could probably talk to like Alexander Graham Bell or whoever the fuck, like, and that, or Thomas Edison, or whoever the fuck did this.
uh,
Franklin? Who? What of these fucking old men did this?
I could not agree more. I think at some point it's just like I would love with my adult money, I would love to buy the clear build it yourself landline phone we all wanted as a
I
kid.
love those.
And yet, why? Who am I calling? I don't have it.
Yeah,
I would want the experience of us both being on a landline and twirling the cord.
but do you want to know something?
Hmm.
I think some people are trying to bring those back. You know why?
Hmm.
I think people are trying to get so like people are going Luddite mode, some people, and they're getting like phone landlines and like flip phones. Like people are kind of detaching from
Maybe
some
I
people.
maybe
Not
I
I certainly, but some people are detaching from the phones. I'm not quite there yet. But so
maybe I get one then.
maybe sooner. Hey, why don't you get one? Why don't you dial one?
See what happens.
See what happens. See if
It'll get
Moss
me to
Mansion opens
Billings,
up,
Montana. You type in one, Montana's on the line.
and then you're ready to rock and roll.
I think you're onto something.
Thank you.
If landlines do become more popular, just know that's exactly you don't even have to question which
I'll be
phone I'm
getting one.
getting.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. I actually still have the Lips phone
No, you
from
don't.
when I was my stepmom. It was
Shut
my
the fuck
stepmom's
up.
in the 70s, and then she gave it to me, and it used to be in my bedroom growing up, and I just was always so embarrassed by it. And now I'm like,
Why?
because I don't know. I was like a kid, and I was like, what is this weird mouth phone she put in my room?
No, that was
But
so
now I wish
iconic.
I had it back. It's at her house. I should go get it.
That reminds me of like the peanut M&M phone or something. I feel like there was a phone that the
Oh,
M&Ms were somehow involved in.
well, remember my SpongeBob phone where you
Mm.
open, and remember then I left it at TSA and they said
Oh
name
yeah.
one thing in your bag and we'll give it back to you, which by the way, what a wild choice for a TSA question. She's like, just give me one thing in there. And I was like, shoes. And he's like, too vague. And I was like, a SpongeBob landline corded phone. And he was like, okay, here's your bag.
You know what would be even crazier is if you really were just trying to steal someone's bag and that was the one guess you got to take.
That's what you said last time, and I still find it absolutely crazy. You're right. If that had happened, I mean, this is also like 5 years ago. I just remember that was your exact response, and I was like, that's a really good point. If I just guessed that at the Cincinnati airport somebody was toting one of those bad boys around, and I was right,
I
treasure.
I do have a side announcement for you is that you might be onto something with the psychic thing. Me being because
I told you.
somebody at Comic-Con was doing the Kreskin ESP. I got every one right.
You're sick, dude. I told you. Listen, I've been telling M for years that M is psychic. There's like, we've done those like Kruskin things, and M gets like a freaky amount right. Sometimes like M will go to the bathroom, we'll put like something underneath a cup, and M comes, oh, we put that's what it was, the fish, the
I was
fortune telling
I
fish.
was told to leave the room while Eva and Christine tried to hide something, and then I had to guess where it was. And I
My
a little
God.
too confidently walked right in and went, "It's obviously right there," and
While
it was
eating
right.
like a piece of celery. And I was like, all right, get out of here.
The
You
best
like
things in
chomped
life
on it.
happen to me when I'm eating celery. I'll tell you that.
It really felt like it was out of some sort of a sitcom. But wow, okay, so you got them all right.
Hmm. I did.
Shit.
And even the people there were like, "Were we angling it?" Like they were like, "No one's done that."
Okay, what are we doing with this? Are we doing anything with this? What number am
No.
I thinking of?
38. I don't fucking know.
3, so you were close.
I don't know what it. I don't think there's anything to do. I think it's just a fun story. I'm not
No,
because like
no.
then what? Then I tell people I'm psychic, and then all of a sudden everyone's trying to test me, and I'll get everything wrong. So statistically, I will get most things wrong. So then I just don't look psychic. So then then it's not true.
What color am I thinking of?
Purple? Fuck, I don't know.
See, this is I know, no, you're right. It is like you can't really approach it like that. You got to kind of use it.
For evil. You're right.
Yeah, totally. Use it and like in your own as a tool. I don't know, you could probably hmm, I don't know. It
I
feels like something you should pursue.
if I knew how, I'm not.
If I were fucking psychic, I've been trying, okay? But if I were actually psychic, naturally, I would be all over that shit.
I think if Kreskin were alive, him and I could do something interesting. But other than that, I
Mm.
think the window is closed.
Channel him, baby. He's up there. You got the
He knows.
goods.
I'm feel
Channel
him.
him in.
I feel him.
He's
And he
right here.
feels me. Yeah, we're in it. Yeah. Anyway, that was my update because I remember it happened yesterday, and I was like, if Christine were here, I would not hear the end
You
of
heard
this.
me. I knew it.
Okay, so it's a big fucking mansion, and this couple lives there. The Moss family, they actually moved to Billings right when Billings was brand new. They were like, there's this new town. Let's go just take it over. So they moved to Billings. They are immediately a very successful power couple. PB Moss himself was a very important banker. He massively helped develop the town. He had ranching businesses with like tens of thousands of animals. And that led to him developing the city's first meatpacking plant. He also founded Billings' first heating plant, water and power plant. Its first, I think, its first telephone company. He was the president of the
Well,
town's.
yeah, because he needed a phone
Yeah,
at his
he was
house.
like, I got this thing and it doesn't work, so let's throw a power line up there.
Yeah, instead of being like, I don't need that, he's like, actually, now I got to build a whole industry behind my new landline phone.
You know, if he's not here to answer it for me, it's a bit chicken or the egg. Like, did you start the company and now you need a
Exactly.
phone, or do you have a phone and so
Exactly.
you need to start the company?
Although I do understand if someone like wanted you to start a telephone company, and you're like, well, I guess I might as well get one in my house of these newfangled bad boys.
Maybe he had it on display in his home as like a World's Fair exhibit thing where he was like, people
Oh,
come on over to my mansion and let me show you this technology you should buy.
it's in the solarium.
It's in yeah, you know
And then all
it
of a sudden
is.
it went bring, and he's like, what the hell is that? They didn't know what it was.
I mean, in a room that's meant to be so peaceful, like
Oh,
that had to be jarring in 1902.
it's like, yeah, a bell all of a sudden ringing.
And if it's not in the solarium, by the way, what an idiot. Where
Big
else would you
mistake.
want to sit and talk on the phone?
Huge, maybe in one of the pantries,
I
because
think
that's
so.
were the Oreos are.
Honestly, and were connected by a cord. You might
Do you
as well be
remember
near
we
the
used to
food.
sit in a pantry? At least I did, and snack.
I
Yeah,
remember
on
being
the
like,
phone.
hang on, I have to go get food. And then you would just put the phone on the floor
Tap
and
tap tap
just
tap 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 tap. Yep.
um Anyway, so he did all those things. On top of it, he was also the president for the town's First National Bank. He was in a bunch of Masonic circles. He participated in the Billings School Board. He helped build other local companies, including a sugar factory, a college, a
Hell
toothpaste
yeah.
factory, the town's irrigation
Because
system.
the sugar took off. He's like, shit,
Look,
now we got to do a toothpaste.
I know ADHD when I see it. And this,
I mean, honestly, I'm really relating to this guy, except for the Masonic part.
he's like, oh, I'm just going to build the town's irrigation system. The bank is getting too boring.
While I'm at it. Yeah.
Yeah. He also founded and owned the first printing company in the area, which ended up becoming the Billings Gazette, which I used for my notes.
No, that's so full circle.
I know. He ended up,
The Billings Gazette is a kick-ass name.
isn't it? Although I'm not even going to really try to go there, but I love alliteration, so I prefer when it's like the Billings something.
I was just thinking that the Billings Bulletin,
Oh, I love a bulletin.
but I love a Gazette because it just the Z honestly is kind of a wild card in my book. It's like, all right, but if we're throwing a Z, I guess you can play with the first letter alliteration.
The only reason I love my last name is because of the Z.
It's excellent. I know.
If you have a Z in
it
your name, you're
really-
so lucky.
I know, it's so cool. I'm jealous.
And I agree. Gazette just sounds like old 1940s. Hey, ya buddy, kind of.
I just got to take a look. I got to get my peepers on that Gazette.
I work for the Gazette.
Don't you know?
Oh, I bet you could probably, if you wanted to start a subscription to the Billings Gazette, I'm sure you could just take mine since I'm subscribed to every newspaper in the nation.
I'll just tell Rocket Money to go on over to yours and send it my way.
just
you know?
swap it out.
Just
Yeah.
start forwarding them.
What was your hometown's newspaper growing up?
Cincinnati.com, you're famous. No, I'm kidding.
Was it really?
No, it was a Cincinnati Enquirer, but so I think you may have also subscribed to that one.
That sounds
So it's
familiar.
nothing surprising. What was was there a Fredericksburg Flyer?
I would love for there to be a Fredericksburg Flyer. Maybe I start that.
I was gonna say I made a Wolper News when I lived on a street called Wolper, and I put it on the neighbors' mailboxes. I used my mom's copy machine and made
That's
it.
so powerful.
Oh, thank you. Oh wait, you know what? How about during the Yappy Hour I tell you about what I wrote about my
Yeah.
features and all this stuff and about the people who had to tell me to stop showing up at their house because I'm a child and I need to go home.
I would love that.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
I would love that. No, we had the Freelance Star, and I was like,
Oh,
we could have named it anything else.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's not
I
great.
don't feel love for that. Actually,
Freelance Star is not great.
we have the Burbank Bulletin here,
That's good.
but I will tell you, the best thing about the Burbank Bulletin is that it is owned by not a reality show. LOL. It's very LOL.
Now that's good.
A realty,
Bravo took over the
Real-
Bravo Burbank, sponsored by Bravo.
a realty company. There's this guy in town named Brad Korb, who I'm just giving free press to at this point. But Brad Korb, he clearly owns this newspaper because half the newspaper is like on the front page every single week. It's like Brad Korb's done it again, and I'm like, what has he done? And he's just selling houses.
He is a journalist just covering his.
I feel like it's
his
Brad
beat.
Korb in his Brad Korb basement, going, "I've done it again." I don't know.
I've done it again.
Um,
I mean, he.
he. Anyway, that's the Burbank Bulletin, which I appreciate the headline, but every time I'm like, let me guess, Brad Korb's done it again. He always does.
Has he done it again? this time?
There has yet to be a week where he hasn't done it again.
But that'll be breaking news when that happens.
I would like to see a change of pace, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Take a week off.
Take a walk. They say take a walk.
Take a walk. So so that was PB. He did everything under the sun pretty much. He's done it again, as they say.
He's done it again.
And then his wife Maddie Moss was also well known in town. She was also a part of like her church and the Freemasons, or her own part of the Freemasons. But my favorite fun fact is, this is a quote, that she was the first woman in Billings to drive a car and was deviled to death with everyone wanting a ride. I think because they just couldn't believe that a woman could drive. And they were
What's
like
deviled to death? Like she's like
overwhelmed, maybe?
oh, she's just pestered to death by these people wanting a ride.
To
oh my
say
god.
that they rode with a woman driving the car.
Are you sure it's not like she's the only one with a car?
Maybe. I
Isn't
don't
she
know.
the only person or the only woman to drive a car?
First woman.
Oh, so they wanted to drive with a woman. Okay,
Mhm.
I see.
That'd be crazy though if she was the first woman and person to have a car.
I was
and
like,
all
how
the
did
men
this
are just
happen?
like
Give me a ride.
So PB and Martha, they lived in this big old mansion with their 3 servants and their 6 kids. Their kids' names were Woodson, It's spelled Kula, but apparently pronounced Cully.
Okay.
And then Melville, who's a girl.
Melville. Wow, these are like 2026 names.
I know a lot of these are coming back. Preston, David, and Virginia. Um,
Wait, didn't you already say Preston? What was the first one?
Woodson,
Okay.
please.
Woods Woodson sounds like a bourbon or something. Okay, Woodson. What's the next one?
Cully,
How do you spell that?
like Kula, Kula,
Okay.
but
I've
apparently
never
pronounced
heard that
Cully.
name.
It's
Um,
apparently it's indigenous. It means something like bird, peaceful bird, or something.
oh, coolly. Okay, what was the next one?
Um, Melville, Preston, David, Virginia.
Melville Moss.
Now that's a good one.
Virginia Moss is pretty cool too. Although it does sound like something you'd see in like a plant guide.
It sounds like Spanish moss.
That's why. Yep. That's why. Yep, nailed it.
um, and so PB and Martha and their kids, while still living in the home, they passed away in the 1940s when they were like in their, I think, late 80s. So they spent their whole lives with their kids in this house. Actually, PB passed away in the home, so I think he
Mm.
was the first person to die in the house. But 6 relatives of the Moss family ended up dying in the home over the years. So there's 6
Ooh.
deaths. Another one of those deaths was their youngest daughter, their youngest kid, Virginia,
Oh,
who was born in the house and then passed away from diphtheria only 5 years later. So
that's rough.
when PB and Martha passed, their daughter Melville took over the house until she died in the 1980s. So it stayed in the family all the way into only like 40 years ago.
Mm.
Melville didn't have a family herself, but she spent her life being a like international traveling musician. So
What?
I think Melville was just fine.
Yeah.
In 1984, the end was near for Melville, and she was still living in the mansion, but she had a hospice nurse.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, she was unable to use the stairs. And so she was sleeping near the stairs on the main floor. And one night, I think it was one version said it was the night before Melville passed, or I think it was just kind of near when Melville passed. The nurse heard something in the middle of the night and went to go check on Melville to see if she was okay. She got up to check on Melville and saw a little girl standing over her bed watching Melville sleep.
Oh my word.
And it's presumed that that was Virginia Moss, who died in the house at
Virginia.
5, and she was just watching over her sister as time got closer.
Her
So,
big sister saying, "We're all waiting for you."
which I would then go so far as to say that was probably also what PB saw on his way out. He probably saw his daughter being the person who welcomed him to the other
Oh, she's the
side.
psychopomp.
Yes, I love that you remembered that word
Oh.
after all this time.
You know what? It's like I'd heard it so many times before you did the episode. I still had no clue what it meant, and you finally told me, and it clicked.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, that was.
After the first time, we're assuming Virginia, the little girl, was spotted by this nurse, Virginia ended up becoming a much more popular spirit that people would get a glimpse of if they were lucky.
Mm.
So today she is most often seen on the staircase landing, maybe still heading over to Melville's room, or I don't know why the stairs specifically, but they assume it has to do with checking on her sister before her sister passed. Melville's also said to haunt the home now because investigators have asked for the ghost to state their names if they're present during investigations. And they got an EVP of someone saying Melville.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a very specific sounding word, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. And there are also EVPs of an adult woman's voice with a little kid. And a lot of people think it's Melville and her sister reunited.
Oh my God.
And they're just hanging out together in the house.
Sweet.
In another EVP, the investigators said they were going upstairs and got the same voice saying, "I can't come with you." And people think maybe that's because Melville, as a ghost, is still in her older form when she could no longer use the stairs.
Oh, so she's like, oh, I can't go up the stair. Oh, wow.
Which imagine haunting a 28 room fucking mansion and you can't get
Yeah.
to the top floor. That's
And
insane.
or you think, yeah, and it makes you wonder, like, how are the parameters set? Like, are they set
Mhm.
based on her actual limitations? Does she just think she can't go up the stairs because she's like,
Right.
hey, because
Is it
usually
just a
they say like,
confidence thing?
right, or she just needs a little pep talk.
So you
But
can't
yeah,
go.
like sometimes they say, oh, she or she looked so much younger and like more vibrant when I saw her ghost. Like people say like, oh, they like heal and they come back like more, but maybe that's different if it's just like a
Yeah, my understanding from what people have said is that if they see someone, it's either in their in their happiest years, like
mhm.
they like are able to age to whatever like they can choose
They're most
basically.
like prime. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting that it's really sad if a person can cross over and is
Yeah.
still in the same headspace or dealing with the
Yeah.
same medical stuff.
Well, and I feel like you do see that, I guess, with like hauntings where it's like, oh, you see someone like hanging or falling to their death or like
Mm,
replaying their last moments.
that's
Maybe it's
true.
just like replaying her final. I don't know.
That's
It's
a good
weird
point
though.
though. I don't know. But I assume it's something like what you and I have done on investigations where it's gone like, okay, we're gonna go upstairs. You can come with us if you want. And then
Hmm.
they got, I can't come, which is
Oh, yeah.
sad. Um. Anyway,
Our reaction would have been like, why? What's up there?
yeah, yeah, would have totally read into
Lead
it,
the way. You go
and
first.
she'd be like, "Bitch, it just can't get up there. It's not
Yeah,
that
yeah,
hard."
yeah, 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 yeah.
Other spirits here are said to be Virginia and also their father PB since he died in the house. I don't know who the other people are that died in the house. So I don't know why they said 6 relatives died in the building, but
Hmm.
I didn't see a list anywhere of those other 3 people. Um,
That's mysterious.
it is. Um, he has been seen walking down the staircase. There's something about these stairs.
I know, man. These stairs are like some sort of portal or something.
Well, PB is also seen at night in his bedroom, which I love that he's still going to sleep like he
Love it.
always does.
The routine man.
Which would be if I died and my haunting was like I still go to bed at the same time, you'd see a ghost walking to the bedroom at like 5 in the morning. Like you
Yeah,
would
people be like, "Oh, they're going for breakfast." No, it's bedtime.
it's nap time. It said if you play music from their time period, you'll start seeing shadows darting around the mansion.
Oh, they're dancing.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. I just thought they
Did you think they
appear.
were like running in panic from the noise? Like the time the
Honestly,
phone rang and everybody had a fucking
get to
conniption.
the solarium quick.
Everyone gather in the solarium.
I don't know what I thought. I think I assumed it was like, oh, now they're just moving about their day in the
You're just like
house.
activating them somehow. I mean, maybe.
Maybe, but I guess investigators have done this where they've played old timey music, and in the library and the parlor specifically, I don't know which parlor,
Wow.
they saw shadows everywhere. Staff have also gotten calls from people that figures have been seen in the third floor windows.
Ooh.
However, I then saw in an interview someone say that's the employees only area. It's probably just employees.
Oh.
So I don't know. I don't know which is true. Maybe both are true. People will feel wind blow through the house. Sometimes it actually feels like it's swirling around just one person. People have seen the curtains blowing on their own.
Weird.
Yuck.
That's like
S-
a new one, kind of.
yeah. Staff have also they make sure to tell the house hi and goodbye each day to keep the spirits happy. And
Smart.
they've heard a female voice singing in the billiards room. They've heard laughing, footsteps, knockings, voices talking, and they claim that objects move throughout the house. And there are many EVPs. One team actually got a man saying, "Bring me a flashlight." And one, it's assumed that that's PB because that's the only man we know of that died in the house.
Right, right.
But two, it's funny where like someone said, a ghost said, "Bring me a flashlight," and they're like, "Well, it's they were ghost hunting, maybe just because the lights were off." And this guy was like, "Where? I can't see
Hey,
anything."
what the hell? Turn the lights back on.
Which that makes me wonder every time we've gone ghost hunting, did they want us to turn the lights on too? Because they're like, why are we all bumping into each
They're like,
other?
if you're gonna be playing music, like turn the fucking lights on. I can't see where I'm dancing.
Anyway, food for thought. Do you think ghosts want the lights on?
Yeah.
Um,
Probably not. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't know. If I were a ghost, I'd be like, just fucking leave me be in the dark.
I think I I think I like the idea of them needing the lights on so that way they can feel like they're living in the building that they're used to. Like they can feel like it's just every day the lights are on sometimes. But I feel like it's easier for them to contact us when the lights are off because then we're all a little more vulnerable.
Yeah, our senses are like heightened, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Staff also feel like something is definitely in the house with them, but they claim the spirits are kind and probably just either still living here, like blueprint theory, or just watching over the people who now run the house.
Right.
One of the reasons that the place might be so active is because When the family sold this mansion, it's now a museum, and in the museum are artifacts from the family. So there are a lot of
Mm.
accidental trigger items throughout the house
They're like,
for
"I
the
can't reach my
Mosses.
comb.
Yeah, it's like, I'm
It's
just
behind
trying to
this
get it.
glass."
Fuck.
Fuck.
My one phone, the one phone you couldn't just give me
Oh,
back?
oh, I said comb. The
Oh,
phone would be even more distressing. Please. The phone's just ringing off the hook and they can't reach it. Oh god.
now that would be creative though if they got that phone probably unplugged these days to ring. Ooh, that'd be scary as shit.
Ring.
Some of the artifacts though are their furniture, quilts and needlepoint that they made, Melville's harp, uh
Oh,
Maddie's oil paintings. This one I don't fucking understand, but apparently the children at some point got together and made a basketball hoop, and so that's still on the third floor.
that's cute. I guess like if you learn to do the string, like tie the knots
Yeah.
into a net.
I've never heard of that before, but I guess if you want to, I guess
That's
I just,
cool.
it was a
Well, it's
family
like a
project.
new it's like newfangled hoop and stick.
It is literally just sideways hoop and stick,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
hoop
With
hoop
no
and ball.
stick. With a ball instead.
Um, and then the other thing that's still there is a toy ship that one of the sons made. But he literally painted on it with his sister's fingernail polish. And
Oh,
and the ship is still there. And
that's cute.
the eeriest part is there's still original chalk drawings from the kids in the
Oh
attic.
god, no. Where people see the fucking people in the window?
Ugh.
Forget it.
The mansion is open to the public, offers events and tours to raise funds for its preservation. Some of the events are ghost tours, murder mystery dinners, a jump scare Halloween house, and then during
No.
Christmas, there's a Christmas tree tour
Oh.
where I guess a bunch of different businesses get to decorate a tree, and then everyone goes to the mansion to look at everyone's trees.
Oh.
And I think there's like a vote or a
Yeah,
contest
like
on
a that's
best
kinda
tree.
cute.
And then I'll end on this that it's on the National Register of Historic Places and has been a filming location for a bunch of movies I did not know the name to.
Cool. Does it have a plaque? I assume so.
I gotta assume so.
That's cool.
But that's the Moss Mansion.
Hey, good job.
Thank you.
Moss Mansion. It does sound like a Sims house, but I love it.
Also, alliteration.
Also, alliteration. Your favorite.
Moss Mansion. Flip it around. Wicked Witch.
Oh,
Okay.
hell yeah.
Sorry.
Watch it. It's a stupid TikTok thing. Okay, well, I'm gonna go pee, and then I want to tell you about the Wolper news because I have really
Please.
breaking news from 1998 to share with you.
Oh, it will be breaking to me.
Okay, great. See you in a moment. I'm all about simplifying. Okay, this year I'm like, let's just simplify at base level, and that's why Hungry Root has been such a dream. They send foods my way that are like perfectly curated for my kitchen. So it's sort of like in the morning, I'm like, oh shoot, I don't really feel like eating anything. Oh my gosh, Hungry Root sent bagels and cream cheese. And then later, oh, I don't know what to cook. Oh well, let me look at the couple recipes they sent and how much time they take. I mean, it's like they thought of everything.
And not only is Hungry Root there with the variety, they have over 1,000
Mm.
grocery items, but they also have the quality because Hungry Root
Hmm.
holds all of its food to high standards, screening out over 200 additives, including high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, and preservatives. So there's a lot of it, and it's all going to be yummy, is what I'm telling you right now.
That's right. Even for Leona, and it's hard for her to admit that, but she does like what they send her way. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as we do. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life.
Go to hungryroot.com/drink and use code DRINK. That's hungryroot.com/drink. Code DRINK to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life.
Listeners and M, think back to a first date.
Hmm.
I know, sorry, I should have given you like a little warning, but when you're really interested in someone, you ask them questions like, what are you looking for? What are your deal breakers? So you can get an idea of like, this is the right person for you. Well, the same goes if you're hiring. You definitely want to address key questions first to see if someone could be right for your role. Like the time we asked Eva and all the other people we were interviewing through ZipRecruiter whether
What
they believe in
sign?
ghosts.
Oh, what sign are
Oh,
you?
and what zodiac sign are you? We asked a lot of ridiculous questions, but you know what? Eva answered them 100 for 100 beautifully.
And that's why you need ZipRecruiter. When you post your job, ZipRecruiter suggests screening questions to help you hone in on top candidates faster. And today you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/drink.
ZipRecruiter's matching technology immediately finds qualified candidates that check all your boxes, including believes in ghosts. We literally, that's not a joke. We did ask that. ZipRecruiter also put some very like normal, helpful questions into. It wasn't just the ghost thing, but that helped. Ask key questions and hire faster with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/drink. That's ziprecruiter.com/drink. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
We're back. Thank you so much, everybody. If you were in our lovely Yappy Hour, you heard about the Wolper News and M's M's getting a copy for themselves at a LARPing party they went to. So, things are just popping off over there on Patreon.
I would really, if you do find a copy of it, blown up, sent my way, you just let me know.
But I
I'm
will print
surprised.
it. I have more resources at my disposal than a fax machine and copy machine now. I could probably print it on some, what is that called? Parchment paper. Yeah.
You could literally just make it really tiny and print it as a sticker on your Etsy.
Oh,
And it
that.
could just be a sticker of the Wolper News. And people could be like part of like subscriber to the Wolper News. It should say underneath it or
Shrek
something.
the movie gets an A+ from me, and it'll be like this big,
I'm just saying, for the
family
people who
friendly.
know, that would be an incredible, like, obscure reference to the
It's like
podcast.
that one reference that I kept having to Google that everybody kept putting on things. That really long, was it like
The Wolper
Jersey
News? What are you saying?
Shore?
Oh, what about the Jersey Shore?
Remember that long like rant, and then people put it like he was cheating on you, or you saw him
Oh,
with a
Dear Sam, the
girl.
note?
Yeah,
Dear
what's that
Sam,
from?
the Jersey Shore.
Oh, it is. Okay. I've like Googled it so many times because I always forget and I never watched that show.
I did not know
Um,
that you had a struggle with that. It's like the note is one of my favorite pieces of
it's
reality show
very, very
iconography.
funny. Like I remember just finding like the whole concept hilarious, which is why I kept Googling what it was from. So I was like, this is good stuff. These people
Dear
are
Sam,
making
when
good
you were at
content.
bed. Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun for me, even on the outside. Okay, everybody, back to the depressing news. As M said, I have the story of, okay, the reason I said it's kind of the same pattern is that it's another hotel room mystery. And I feel like I've been doing a
Yes.
lot of those, but for some reason, like, they're just very
I eat them
interesting to
up.
me these days. They're just like, it's like a puzzle within a story.
I eat them up, Christine.
I
I'm so
know.
glad. Thank you. Keep this
You're
up, actually.
Listen, you're so welcome. I'm gonna let you kind of try and figure this one out because you are gonna solve it, right? That's what we decide at the beginning of every episode.
I love that you first of all gave me permission, as if I wasn't just gonna keep interjecting all episode. But
It's a,
I
it's a, it's a, what do you call it? Courtesy, just a courtesy
thank you.
statement.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I do plan to solve it.
Oh, good.
Can't guarantee anything, but I am confident.
That would be great. Okay.
I am psychic.
So, wait, hang on. But make sure you're not just psychic about what I'm thinking because that's not going to be helpful because I
We'll
don't
see.
know
We'll
what
see. I
happened.
can't make promises.
Okay. So, on Wednesday, January 2nd, 1935, a man entered Kansas City's hotel president at 14th and Baltimore and asked for an interior room several floors up.
Mm-hmm.
He registered under the name Roland T. Owen and gave Los Angeles as his home address. He paid for 1 day of lodging and he carried no luggage with him.
Mm.
Staff descriptions varied on age, but usually said about 20 to 35. Distinctive features were repeatedly noted. Dark brown hair. He had a large scar on the side of his scalp, which was like pretty noticeable. And he also had cauliflower ear.
Okay.
Do you know what that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like people oftentimes with boxing or wrestling or jujitsu, you get like the fluid buildup in your ear and it turns kind of poofy over time.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought maybe that was kind of what he had a background in. Bellboy Randolph Probst escorted this man to room 1046 on the 10th floor. It was an inside room facing the courtyard. And the bellboy later described him as neatly dressed in a dark overcoat. But he also said that this guy, Owen, had stayed at the nearby Mulebach the night before. This is what he told the bellboy.
Okay.
But he said he came to this hotel instead, the hotel president, because the Mulebach's $5 rate was too expensive for an inside room.
What year is this?
So this is 1935.
Okay.
$5 nowadays is about 100.
Okay. And also, let's note that he, as if you haven't already, but
No,
the
please.
class, is that he's already stayed at another place. So he is already due for a change of clothes, but has no luggage.
Right. Very good point. So he's already been in town at
It's not like
another hotel for a night.
There have been times where I stay in a hotel for the day to do a day rate because I don't plan on spending the night, so I don't
You
bring
don't
luggage because I
need the
don't clothes. But
luggage.
if you stayed at
Right.
another hotel last night, wear your clothes from yesterday.
And you don't want to pay the rate, so it's not like you left your stuff there. You
Right.
clearly like moved. Yeah, yeah.
And
And
you plan
so
on spending the night here, so you're already now 2 nights in, no new clothes.
and no new clothes. And on top of that, he did have a couple things. They were all in his pockets. So the bellboy observed Owen unpack all of his belongings, which was a black hairbrush, a black comb, and toothpaste, and that was it.
And no toothbrush? Okay.
Good point.
So
Good
what's that
point.
for? To scrub on your finger?
I mean, maybe back then you didn't really have a normal tooth. I don't know. Maybe
Like,
there was
I
like,
mean, he was carrying a normal brush. It's just
oh, maybe just hairbrush his teeth. Oh, gross. After putting those items by the sink, Owen and the bellboy left the room. The bellboy saw Owen exit the hotel shortly afterward. So now we have another witness, Mary Soptic. She is a housekeeper and she first encountered this man, Owen, when she went to clean 1046 around midday and found him inside because, well, apparently this surprised her because a woman had been using the room previously. And so I guess she just got a little startled. The room's lighting and his demeanor stood out to her immediately. The shades were tightly drawn. There was only a dim lamp on, and she thought that this man seemed worried or afraid and was trying to keep in the dark. And he was just kind of in his
hiding from
bed.
something. Yeah.
It looked like it. So during that cleaning, Owen was very friendly. He said, "Come on in, you can clean." He put on his overcoat while Mary was still cleaning, brushed his hair. I don't know about his teeth in the bathroom. Maybe he forgot his toothbrush. That is annoying when you like have, you're like, now what do I do?
It's like, and also I'm carrying this other random thing that I can't even
Now
use
you have an
now.
extra thing. Yeah, exactly. So he brushed his hair in the bathroom, then he left the room and he told Mary Soptic, the housekeeper, to please not lock the door because he was expecting a friend to stop by soon.
Okay.
So this is a weird situation that like gets addressed, but we don't really know why this is the case. This hotel at the time, the doors could be locked from the outside,
Mm.
which is
Oh, could they be unlocked from the outside? I
yeah,
guess
if you had the
so.
key, but you could lock. I guess it's just an old. I mean, 1935. I guess it's just a normal locked door, so you could lock it
I'm
and
thinking
unlock
I'm
it
thinking
from.
of the Hotel Congress we stayed in Tucson, the old.
Oh yeah, so something like that. Yeah,
I'm
where it's
imagining like it's
just
just like a door, just door. I don't know how else
with
to
a
put
metal
it.
key and a normal lock. Yeah. So he tells her, "Please don't lock the door. Leave it open. I have a friend coming soon." So I'll tell
Hey,
you also.
hey,
Yep. Hey.
you want to know something so horrid?
Uh
We never pressed record again. I don't know why, but it says paused.
huh.
And why does it say 2 seconds? Did we not record anything?
Oh no! All the video was off.
Like for the whole thing, like the whole episode.
Uh huh.
Well, we're here now, folks. Welcome to the last quarter of the episode.
Jesus. I
Hmm.
kept looking up and I kept seeing end recording and I was like, oh, good. So we're still recording. Oh my, oh my fucking God.
Hmm.
This was a very visual episode, I feel like.
I feel like we did a lot of this.
We did a
Oh,
lot of
hand.
gesticulating. I
Hmm.
showed my sticker and nobody could even see it.
Oh, it was a beautiful sticker.
Oh, thanks. Wow.
Um,
Devastating.
do you want
The
to start the entire episode again, Christine?
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
don't.
Just checking.
I mean I don't unless you do. Maybe we can just like we're sorry.
Yeah, I think so. I think if anyone was watching on YouTube, I think they just find out
I'm
now.
sorry, everybody.
Man, oh, Christine, that's silly.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry, everybody. Oh my God, so embarrassing. That was so stupid.
Well, we've got our locals.
Shit. At least we have audio. I mean,
We have audio. That's all that matters. Remember that one time we
man.
literally recorded a whole episode and then had to go record the entire episode again? Do you remember that? That was in your old old house, and
Heaps worse. Tremendously worse than this. So
because you didn't even press record, and we at the time we only
we
recorded
had
through like the
nothing.
mixers or something.
We were
So
just talking to each other
yeah, and then
and
I
no
had to
one
come
else.
back the next day and just tell the entire story all over again.
Terrible.
Remember when you fell asleep? Or no? Okay, I'm just checking.
I've heard about it and I've visualized it in my mind's eye, but for some reason I can't quite pull the memory itself up.
To this day, my favorite episode. There's no better. I'm
Fell
truly so glad you
asleep.
did it because the story is so
I
funny.
was just dying. I just remember one eye kept closing, and then I would try to close the
Not
other
even
eye,
you were like this, and you go,
and
uh
then I
huh.
hit the microphone with my
I
head.
wish we recorded video then.
I know that's disappointing.
If you saw, you would have made us redo the entire episode because it was so obvious.
It's so embarrassing.
No, it was my
Oh.
favorite episode. I'm so glad it happened. So anyway, welcome everyone
I'm
visually.
so sorry, everybody. I cannot believe that. That's I'm glad you caught that, but like shit, dude.
I caught it way late. We
M
neither of us
goes
saw
2
it.
seconds. It says 2 seconds.
Neither of us saw that at
Me.
this entire time for an hour and a half. Well, Christine's story is going to get some real visual play all of a sudden.
So sorry, everybody. Okay, we're at the mystery of room 1046. So Owen puts on his overcoat. He tells this housekeeper to not lock the door from the outside because he has someone coming over. Now, I also mentioned that you can't lock the doors, or that you can lock the doors from the outside, because staff tended to use locked from the outside as sort of a proxy message for the guest is probably not here because they locked the door from the outside and left. So they kind of did that as like, oh, if they're going to clean the room, they knock, they say, oh, it looks like it's locked from the outside. I'm going to go in and clean while they're out. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing.
Sure. I mean, I guess it's no different than like today's hotel rooms where you can get into a locked room.
Right. With like a master key.
It just
or
feels
what have you.
eerier that it's a physical key.
I think so too. So around 4 p.m., Mary Soptic returned with fresh towels. The door was still unlocked. The room was still dark, and he was back in the room, and he was lying across the bed, fully dressed in the dark.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, go ahead." And she's probably like,
You want me to clean up, or
I wish you'd dismiss me, honestly." So she sees him lying across the bed, fully dressed, and as she's kind of like dropping the towels off, from the light in the hallway, she sees a note on the desk that reads, "Dawn, comma, I will be back in 15 minutes, period. Wait."
Hmm.
So the next morning, Thursday, January 3rd, Mary Soptic went to clean 1046, the room 1046, at around 10:36 a.m. The door this time was locked, and so she interpreted that as someone had locked it externally and left. But she opened with her key and found Owen inside, sitting again in the dark.
It's a fucking vampire, this guy.
It's creepy. While she was there, the phone rang, and she overheard Owen say, "No, Dawn, I don't want to eat. I am not hungry. I just had breakfast." And then he said again, "No, I'm not hungry."
And the guy is Don, which means, or the guy that he's talking
He
to is Don, which means,
presumably. Yeah.
okay.
So he's on the phone saying, "Yeah, Dawn."
I'm only saying
No,
that
Dawn,
because
I'm not.
the note that said Don, wait,
Mhm.
the guy the overcoat guy with the comb, he's the one who wrote that note.
Yes, right.
Okay, got it.
It presumably, yeah. It looks like he wrote the note. This time she's in there. He's on the phone with this Dawn person and saying, "No, I'm not hungry," and insisting on it. Still holding the phone, Owen then started to ask Mary about her job in the hotel, like whether she was responsible for the entire floor, whether the hotel had any residents besides just guests. He complained again about the cost of the mule box nightly rates. And then she kind of went about her business, just thinking this guy's just a little weird, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Later that same day, around 4 p.m., Mary Soptic returned again with towels and heard two men talking inside the room. So this time there are two men inside the room.
Presumably Don.
Presumably Don. We don't know. There was a man with a rough voice, not Owen. And when she knocked, this voice said, "Who is it?" And she said, "Oh, it's housekeeping. I'm bringing the towels." And this room had no towels left. She knew there were no clean towels, so she was bringing them. This voice responded, "We don't need any." So
Mm.
she was basically dismissed. That evening, January 3rd, a separate guest checked into room 1048, which was right next door, and later told police she heard loud talking and cursing that night that was keeping her awake, and it sounded like both men and women in the room.
Oh, okay.
However, there was also a boisterous party reported in 1055, which was a couple doors away.
So it could have been
So,
them.
yeah, it complicates like the witness
Sure.
sighting because it's like maybe you just heard the party. During the graveyard shift that night, elevator operator Charles Blocker told police he had recognized a commercial woman. Okay,
What does
that's
that mean? A
his.
a sex worker?
Okay, it does. And you like nailed it because um I feel like nobody really knew what it meant like when they were describing it, but I don't know. That is the vibe that I got when I researched like his original statement. Um he called her a commercial woman. He said that she frequented the hotel with different men. And he recognized her. He knew her. And he took her to the 10th floor because she asked to go to room 1026. He drops her off. She comes back to the elevator and says, "Huh, the man I was looking to see is not in his room. Maybe he was in a different room."
And that was
And
1026, but this guy's in 1046, right?
correct. So
So,
she
okay.
left. But so it's basically like, could she have misunderstood the number and gone to the wrong room? Was she looking for him?
Mhm.
We don't know. Blocker said the same woman later returned with a man and went to the 9th floor. And later in the early morning hours, both she and that man came back down and left the hotel separately. Late that night, Robert Lane, a Kansas City Water Department employee, reported an encounter on 13th Street. He saw a man running in the cold, wearing trousers, shoes, and just an undershirt. This man initially thought that Robert Lane was a taxi cab, so he kind of like ran over. And when he realized it wasn't a cab, he asked for help getting one. And the guy was like, "Listen, I don't know, man." And this mystery guy with like not enough clothes on who's running through the street, he says, "I'll kill that expletive tomorrow."
Mm.
So Robert Lane is looking at this guy and he is beat up. He has a deep scratch on his arm. It looked almost like he's trying to hold some blood in on
Mm.
his body. And Robert Lane was like, "All right, let me just drive you where you need to go." So he drives this man to 12th and Troost, where the man jumps out, runs to an actual taxi, opens the driver door because the driver's not in the taxi, and starts honking, laying on the horn until the cabbie comes out of a restaurant and is like, "What the hell, dude?"
Oh my god.
Like that's how I guess desperate this man was to
Get a ride.
get a ride
He already
to
had
get
a ride, but
wherever
okay.
he was going. Yeah, I'm unclear as to like where he was going.
Sure.
I'm not really sure. So after
Well, also, did he say specifically 12th and Troost? We know that?
yes.
Because my thought is it sounds like I don't know anything, but it sounds like he knew a cabbie who would be there, because why else would he say 12th and Troost and then conveniently there is a cab there that he also felt
Oh,
comfortable enough to get into and lay the horn on knowing this guy was in the restaurant.
interesting. That could be, although I feel like he just got dropped off there because that's where this guy who was not a cab was kind of going. Like he just took
Oh,
him and
okay.
dropped him off closer to town, I think.
Got
And then
it.
the guy
Okay.
saw a real cab and was like, "Oh, there's a cab. Let me
Got
call
it.
it." It
Okay.
seemed like that's kind of the vibe I got. I don't think he told him where he was going. I think he just said like, "I need a cab. I need a cab. I need help getting a cab."
Okay, got
So the guy like dropped him off closer to where some cabs would be. Some unsuspecting cabbie who's just trying to
it.
enjoy his fried eggs or whatever.
And
So
also,
that was
sorry,
just
remind
oh,
me who
sorry.
Robert Lane is?
Oh, so Robert Lane is just the local water employee who was just trying to get home or
Just
whatever and
he was
sees
just
this man
driving
running
through
through
town.
the correct.
Okay.
And he drops this random scratched up dude who's angry, he's pissed off at
And
12th and Troost, and this guy goes into cab.
and are we assuming that this is Owen or Dawn?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. I think we're assuming it could be Owen
Okay. Got it.
potentially or Dawn, I guess. So, Friday morning, January 4th, hotel staff notices that room 1046's phone had been off the hook for several hours, triggering like a quick check because they can't call up. Obviously, the phone is off the hook, speaking of landlines. And so they send up the bellboy, Randolph Probst, who was the one who had initially checked him in. So Randolph Probst goes up. The door's locked with a do not disturb sign on the knob. And after repeated knocking, a voice inside tells him, come in and turn on the lights. But the door, nobody opened the door and it was locked. So he's like, well,
Hmm.
I'm just going to leave you alone. Now he's thinking, well, this guy's clearly drunk. So he yells, I don't need to come in. Just put the phone on the hook, and goes back down to the desk.
Mm-hmm.
They go down and it's still off the hook. They give it some time. 7:10 a.m. Another bellboy is sent up. Again, they're thinking this guy's drunk. They just get another response like, "All right, I will,"
Mm.
and they leave. 8:30 a.m. The phone is still off the fucking hook.
He's clearly incapacitated or tied up or something, and
Something.
I think he's so far. I'm guessing something embarrassing is in there. Like he's like he can't. He's tied up for some reason and can't, but then he's afraid to ask for help for some reason also.
But then why would he say turn on the lights? Wouldn't you be like, don't turn on the lights?
That's a good question. Because I also my first thought was like, what if he killed somebody and he's like, okay, I will, and he's like, well, when you just then hang up the phone and just shut them up, and
Yeah, the phone off the hook is the weird part too, because it's like, why is that not getting rectified?
why can't you get to the phone? Because
Yeah,
if you're trying to cover something up, you would just do it to keep them at bay. So why can't you get
right.
to the phone? But then also, whatever you're doing that you can't get to the phone, if it's shady at all, why are you telling them to come turn the lights on?
You were right about the incapacitated bit. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
you're on the right track with that because at 8:30 a.m., the phone is still off the hook. It's been off for hours. A different bellboy, Harold Pike, goes up. He uses a key to finally enter the room. It's dark. He sees a guest lying naked on the bed, breathing heavily, and he sees like almost a shadow under this man, like a dark shadow under this man that he just assumes is shadow. He reset the phone because it had been knocked to the floor, and he left, still assuming this guy's just drunk.
Hmm.
So that was around 8:30. Now, fast forward 2 hours, around 10:30, the phone is again off the hook. But
Yo,
remember, he
what?
put it on the hook.
So I think is he trying to like if he's like his head's bust, maybe he's trying to like reach for the phone to call
That's
for
what I
help,
thought.
and the phone gets knocked off, and then he can't grab it from the floor anymore.
That's exactly what I thought.
Okay.
So this time, the original guy, Probst, returns, and this time he opens the door. And instead of seeing Owen on the floor, or sorry, instead of seeing Owen on the bed, he sees this man on his knees and elbows only 5 feet from the hotel door.
Oof.
He is on his knees and he's holding his head in his hands, and there is blood
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Also, a part of me is like, if he was incapacitated and in pain, when people were calling him or calling through the door, why didn't he just say help?
Yeah, I mean,
Like if he's trying
I
to grab if we think
you're right.
he's trying to grab the phone to call for help, why didn't he just say help originally? Unless he's like so fucked up and his head was hit so
Right,
hard
unless
he
he has
wasn't thinking
such a
right.
brain injury, he doesn't understand, like, how much danger he's in,
Yeah.
right, but also, like, yeah, you'd think your survival instinct would just be like, "Help," you know?
Yeah, and also turn the lights on. It's like, so did you want someone to see that? Is that your way of asking for help, or I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you're, like, so out of it, you don't realize, like, how dire the situation is.
I don't know.
So he sees this man, there is blood everywhere, it's on the ceilings, it's on the walls, it's on everything.
Oh.
So the bellboy runs for help, and when he returns with the assistant manager, they could only open the door a few inches because he was that close, slumped over to the door.
Mm.
Um, a doctor arrives with hotel staff and police, and in the doctor's statement, as summarized by Kansas City Magazine, the victim was found in or partly near the bathtub, so almost like as if he was kind of halfway out of the bathroom.
Mhm.
Um, he also had clothesline tied around his neck.
Oof.
He had clothesline tied around his ankles and wrists. He had been stabbed in the chest multiple times.
Oh my god.
He had at least 3 blows to the head, and when medical findings were finally, delivered, they noted that he also had a punctured lung, a fractured skull, and based on the wounds, it was estimated that the injuries had occurred roughly 6 to 7 hours before discovery. So essentially, yes, like what you were saying, he was clearly incapacitated, injured during this period, which makes it extra horrible to think that they were stopping by and had no clue.
Which also makes me wonder, like, why wasn't he asking for help?
I
Like, he
don't
was
know.
able to speak enough to say, "I will," or "Okay." He couldn't just say, "Help?"
Well, one thing that is a little weird is that when they got him, he was shockingly, they got him to the hospital, he was shockingly still alive.
Insane.
Barely, but he was still alive, and he was able to say a few final words before passing away, and the last thing he said, they said, "Who else was in the room with you? Who did this? Who else was here?" And he said, "No one. I hit my head on the bathtub."
Oh, he was in danger of something.
Something's up. Something's up.
Or
So
he's
he's
really he hit his head so hard that he didn't even know where he was. That's
but
crazy.
then how do you get tied up?
No, I'm saying, like, he must have hit his head so hard that
Oh,
he's just coming up with a story because he doesn't even know what the
but he
story
was
was at
so
this point.
insistent, it was almost like he didn't wanna
Mm.
tattle on whoever that was. And I don't know if that's, like, because he's scared of them, because he cares about them, because they threatened him, because
I think he first. I mean, if they did that to him for whatever his last crime was, imagine, like, ratting them out now. Like, of course you're gonna say, "Oh, I just hit my head."
no way, you're gonna be like, "That fucker just tried to kill me, and I'm about to die, and I want him to."
I wonder if he knew he was about to die.
I mean, they found him on the ground with stab wounds to the chest. I don't know. But yeah, he said, "Nobody hurt me. I just accidentally fell." And unfortunately, that was kind of the last thing he said. Um, he slipped into a coma, died the next morning, Saturday, January 5th, 1935. Um, just really disturbing. The room, when they took a closer look at the actual room, it appeared completely bare, like scrubbed of basics. There was no clothing, there were no personal belongings. The only remaining items in the room was a torn necktie label, a hairpin, an unsmoked cigarette, and a glass that had mysterious 4 fingerprints from a mystery person.
Mm.
There was no knife or obvious weapon. Like, for him to say, yeah, I'm just thinking, like, for him to say, because at first I thought, well, you could tie yourself up if you were doing some sort of, like, if you were, doing something sexual and you didn't want people to know. But then the stabbing in the chest is like, never mind, right? Like
Yeah,
that,
it was
the tying
definitely
up is one thing, but
definitely
yeah,
not his doing.
no. So they ruled out suicide because there was no knife, no obvious weapon that he could have harmed himself with. As for the fingerprints, they are reported to be a woman's fingerprints,
Okay.
but there really is no way to determine that, because my first thought was, how on earth would you even know that? And then I looked it up, and you can't you can't reliably determine someone's sex based on a fingerprint. They would just kind of look at it and say, like, oh, based on how small it is and the ridges, or what a ridge detail, it's a woman's print, but it's kind of like not,
Mhm.
it's not, let's say it's not admissible in court, right? Like, it's not really um for sure. You want to hear something gross? Oh, I don't want to know about this.
I
This is
I wanna
upsetting.
know every second of my life a new gross fact, please.
You do, you would. Okay, here's the thing. Traditional bed sheets can hold more bacteria than a toilet seat. And I don't doubt that, because I have pets all over my bed. I have me forgetting to change the sheets. There's just a lot of factors that weigh in here.
I go to the dog park every single day, and then Hank immediately jumps into my bed and goes, nap time." So,
I hate that feeling when you're
can
like,
confirm.
it's too late. It's too late.
The damage has been done. Yeah, but luckily we have Miracle Made. Miracle Made bedding is designed to fight bacteria and stay cleaner longer with silver infused fabrics that actually prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth.
Miracle Made sheets are crafted with NASA inspired silver infused fabric that helps regulate your body temperature. It's like technology in your bed sheets. Like, why have we not done this sooner?
It well, in theory, it feels like sleeping on like a hand sanitizer wipe or something. I'm like, how are you keeping me this
A
clean?
really cozy and luxurious
But
one.
imagine it doesn't smell like hand sanitizer, look like hand sanitizer, or feel like sanitizer, and it actually looks like comfy bedding. But upgrade your sleep or give the gift of better rest. Go to trymiracle.com/drink to try Miracle Made Sheets today. You'll save over 40%. And when you use promo code DRINK, you'll get an extra 20% off plus a free 3-piece towel set.
They make an amazing gift, and with a 30-day money-back guarantee, there's no risk. That's trymiracle.com/drink, code DRINK at checkout. Thanks to Miracle Made for sponsoring this episode. So, pretty quickly, police suspected that this guy, Roland T. Owen, was an alias because he had written Los Angeles as his home, and authorities reported no record of a person by that name. The body was actually held at the funeral home for public viewing for a few weeks.
That's rough.
Yeah, just hoping that somebody would come and identify who this man was. Kansas City sources report dozens to hundreds and later thousands of people came through just to see if they knew him, if they like had any connection, if it was their missing loved one. Because at that time, you don't necessarily have just like you don't have photos just everywhere to look
Right.
up. So people came from all over to check, and probably some looky-loos as well. Then they had to expand the chase. So they sent letters and telegrams to police departments nationwide. They were flooded with tips, but nobody seemed to match this victim. They did, however, look into that one tip about the Mulebach, and they did conclude that someone matching the victim's photograph had stayed at the Mulebach under the name Eugene K. Scott
Ooh,
and
okay.
had also listed Los Angeles at home, but was also not any resident of LA that they could find. So they sort of assumed, okay, he's using two different aliases at two different hotels for an inner courtyard room for some reason. And that must be the same guy. Now, the
Okay.
central unknown of all this is who the hell is Dawn, right? Like,
Yeah.
that was the thing that people kept landing on. They didn't know if it was the guy on the phone. They didn't know if it was the rough-voiced man she heard through the door, if it was somebody that the commercial woman, quote unquote, was talking to or was visiting upstairs, or if it was the person that the neighbor heard arguing
Sure.
with that woman. We don't know. In March 1935, the Journal Post announced that the unidentified man would be buried in a potter's field. But shortly after that was announced publicly, the funeral home received an anonymous call. And the caller said, "I would like you to please delay the burial because I'm sending the money for a proper funeral."
Oh.
They asked who this was, wouldn't say, hung up. But lo and behold, March 23rd, a special delivery envelope came containing cash wrapped in a newspaper, enough to pay burial expenses. And they
God.
buried the body at Memorial Park Cemetery in Kansas City.
And we're thinking this was maybe that Don guy,
Perhaps.
which is interesting because I also think of him as the killer, in which case, like,
Right.
why would you do that unless you felt guilty or I don't know.
Because then you think maybe it was a lover's quarrel. That's my gut.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Why else would you pay for someone's funeral that you harmed, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
If you're
Or
abusive or whatever.
that's a good point. I immediately went to like the mob, and he ended up being the wrong guy killed, and now the mob is like paying for the funeral. I don't fucking know.
I know, but it could be, but like they would just want you to dispose of it, right? Like, I
Yeah.
don't think they
I
would
don't know
spend their
why
money
I'm
on it.
making it so much more complicated in my head.
I mean, some people think it is like mob just because of how strange it is and how like secretive.
Yeah. But no, I think
Um,
that's also really not a bad call, a lover's quarrel.
mhm. I wonder, yeah, and then I also thought, like, what if it's a parent or someone who is estranged and like was
Yeah.
disappointed by life choices, or like if he was gay or something like that, maybe they just don't want to
That's a
associate, but they still
great
feel
point.
like they should get a burial. I don't know. I mean, that's just my kind of random take, but there was also another anonymous incident that occurred where nobody came to there wasn't really anyone at the funeral because this was kind of a unknown person. But that day they did receive a bouquet at the funeral home.
Hmm.
It was 13 roses, and attached was a card that read, "Love forever, Louise."
Hmm. Louise.
Weird.
Hmm.
And they were purchased from the Rock Flower Company, if that's
Oh, that makes
interesting
sense.
to anyone. Now we get it.
Interesting. Okay, so I wonder if Louise was like the wife he was cheating on? Or, like, was Louise, like,
Mm.
the guy's nickname in public? Like, oh, this is, like, they had nicknames for each other in public so that way they wouldn't have to out each other?
Was it was Dawn actually a nickname for a woman that he was seeing maybe, and
Mm.
that was, like, the nickname, you know? I don't know. I don't know because he kept saying, like, "No, Dawn, I'm not hungry." Like, it was just
Yeah.
the Dawn thing always struck me as odd, but, and then I was like, "Dawn, Louise, is there any connection?"
Yeah.
No, I can't think of one.
Hmm.
So, Kansas City Magazine adds another chilling detail from a Kansas City police memo, which is that when asked why the original donor was paying for the funeral, and like he wouldn't say who he was, but he said, "I will pay for the funeral." Reportedly, he responded that this guy, mystery man, Roland T. Owen, quote unquote, had not played the game fair, and cheaters usually get what's coming to them.
Mob again. See,
But cheating,
that's true.
that's more like
I feel like
interpersonal.
maybe it's both. Maybe he was cheating on somebody and they were connected to the mob, and the mob, like, was defending the person he was cheating on.
Yeah.
I don't
Or
know.
the person's partner found out and killed him because they were so pissed. I don't know.
It could have
That's
been
a more
anyone.
cliche.
I mean, that makes the most sense. Yeah, I'm just trying to come up with anything.
You want the mob to be involved.
I want the mob involved.
I mean, Kansas City, yeah, it's not a terrible idea. Um Also, some of it's so creepy, like the laying in the dark and the notes and the leaving the door open. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just
but
all
that
super
also could have
creepy.
just been, like, being depressed. Like, it could have just been like, "I
True.
can't believe they're coming to get me. I'm so scared. Maybe I just, like, close my eyes and hope this is all fake." I don't know.
What's the note then? Like, who's that for?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't fucking know. This one, I gotta be
So
honest, I've done it again, just like Brad Corb. I will not be solving
I've
this.
done it again. I've given up on solving this one. So finally, in 1936, after the case was republicized, he'd already been buried. A woman named Ruby Ogletree of Birmingham, Alabama, recognized the man in the newspaper, this picture of him, as her missing son.
Okay.
His name was Artemus Ogletree. What a name.
I mean, fuck Maddie Moss or whatever it was
Yeah,
earlier.
right. I know. Artemus Ogletree is wild, dude. So Ruby explained the head scar that he had as the result of a childhood grease burn, which
Hmm.
matched the distinctive mark seen in the case photos and descriptions. And she also revealed that he was only 17.
What?
Yeah, not 20 to 35.
Whatever he was running from, that stress was eating him alive if he looked like he was in his 20s or 30s.
Yeah, and some people say 19. One source said 19, but the more the local newspapers and that kind of thing said 17.
Although I take back what I said. Have you seen what 17-year-olds looked like in the 30s? They looked like grown ass men.
Right, because yeah, I feel like people grew up quicker back then,
But
visually especially.
but maybe I don't know. I don't know if back then if you saw someone who looked 30, you're like, "Oh, that's clearly a 17-year-old." Like maybe they were still spot on that he looked old for his age. I have no
Well, and he
idea.
was also wearing, and like, who would expect a man in a dark overcoat at the
Mhm.
hotel to be 17? Like, they probably just assumed based on how he presented, that he was also not.
Right.
But it is like a 17-year-old to not pack clothes
That is like a
or a
17-year-old.
toothbrush, but pack toothpaste. It's also like me, but I sometimes operate like a 17-year-old. So
That's a good point. Yeah. Hmm.
So it gets even spookier because she recognizes Artemis immediately, and she is able to corroborate the scar. She reveals he's only 17. After Artemis had left Birmingham, Alabama, which is where he was from, his mother had actually continued to receive letters from him sporadically. He wanted to travel the world. He left with one of his friends and just said he wanted to go see California, and they left. And he would write. He would write pretty regularly. And at first, if there were gaps in the correspondence, she wasn't like super alarmed because back then you just had to deal with spotty communication.
Sure.
But about a year into his travels, he suddenly stopped writing. And that was until the spring of 1935 when Ruby received 3 letters signed with Artemis's name. The letters were sent from different cities, including Chicago and New York, and each letter described Artemis as traveling, recovering from illness, and moving forward with his life. But Ruby immediately noticed that the letters were typed rather than handwritten, and every letter she had received thus far from Artemis had been handwritten, and to her knowledge, he had not learned how to type, so there's no reason he
Mm.
should be typing her letters. Furthermore, the wording and slang did not sound like her son, and the explanations felt unusually detailed for the way he wrote. Kansas City Magazine quotes the typed letters as using some outlandish slang, including, I got poisoned on something I ate in some dump. And even that, in that line specifically, she said he would never say something like that. I don't really understand why it sounds so different, why it's typed. Despite these concerns, Ruby just assumed, like, okay, he's just adapting to life on the road. He's young, he's changing, who knows. Several months later, she comes across this article, right, that leads her to discover her son had been killed.
Okay.
Only after identifying that Artemis was the one in the newspaper who'd been buried and killed, did she re examine these letters she had received and realize they were all sent after his death.
Yeah. Well, could see that coming. That's okay.
Ruby then naturally concluded that someone else had written the letters intentionally to make her believe her son was still alive. There was never an author, and obviously knew him well enough to be able to say, like, oh, I'm just like adventuring, like, knew the situation enough to
Right.
try and pretend to be him. No definitive author of the letters was ever identified. We just don't know. It's just another dead end. That August, she also received something strange, but this time it was a phone call. It was a long distance call from Memphis from someone who identified himself as Godfrey Jordan, claiming to have met Artemis in Cairo, Egypt,
What
where
the hell?
Artemis, I know, it's so batshit, where Artemis supposedly saved him, this Godfrey Jordan, from a band of thugs, quote unquote. She was on the phone with this guy for 45 minutes and found it unsettling, but she didn't
Yeah.
really understand what was going on here. Um, very, very weird.
Did this guy like was he was written about in the newspaper? Owen when he
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
Artemis when he died?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it's almost like the equivalent of
True.
people now on Facebook seeing someone died and now like heckling their parents or
And
something.
could just want to like be part of the story, or
Yeah.
like that teenage girl who called and pretended to be the
Yes.
missing. Ugh, yeah. So yeah, it could just be like a prank call, but just also really strange, you know?
Mhm.
And like getting her phone number and stuff. It just seems like a lot of work. But strange. So Kansas City Magazine adds that Ruby actually had a specific person in mind that she thought was behind this. She
Oh.
suspected that this person was Joe Simpson, the boy her son had originally left home with to travel.
Mm. And he was like trying to cover up his tracks or that
Yeah.
okay.
She believed he might have been the caller trying to sort of red herring her in a way. Probably wrote the letters, she thought. Ruby wrote that when she confronted Simpson on December 28th of 1939, she became, quote, reasonably convinced that he was the Memphis caller, and she described him turning red, dropping his eyes, and appearing nervous when she said she would recognize the voice.
Well, there you have it.
Ruby also reported that Simpson laughed while calling it the perfect crime and said police would never get the ones who killed him, according to her letter to detectives. But then I'm like, wait, so he's either really shy about talking about this and terrified, and then he starts laughing and says it's the perfect crime. I don't know. The
Maybe
vibes
I
are off. I'm like, I don't know if maybe she's kind of exaggerating this event. I'm not sure. I don't want to accuse her of that, but it's just a strange
it's strange.
it's strange to report that he kind of did two opposite things in one I mean, maybe. So another last bit here that's a little bit strange. The early 2000s, there's this guy named Dr. John Horner who was very involved in telling the story and researching the story and giving it kind of a written account. He reports receiving a call in the early 2000s from someone saying, hey, I'm itemizing this elderly person's belongings and I found this box of clippings and information about the case and it looks odd and suspicious,
Oh
and
shit.
even said there was an item in the box that had been mentioned as part of this case.
Oh fuck.
And of course, Dr. Horner is like, okay, like
We
bring it
found
to me,
him.
bring it on. Who are you? What's going on? They kind of said, never mind, hung up.
What?
refused to engage as far as we know. Maybe he and this guy had a longer chat, but now it's been 20 some years, so it feels like we didn't get answers from that either because it's kind of another dead end. Um, and that's the case. It's like
Oh shit.
it's a little too open-ended to kind of figure out, I think,
What do
to
you
solve.
what do you feel like happened? Do you still think lovers quarrel?
No, I kind of think that maybe he and his friend, I mean, this is totally out of the noggin, off the dome here, people. I'm not making any allegations here, but
Sure.
my theory is sort of like he went out into the world with his friend, his best friend, whatever. Maybe he slept with that man's girlfriend. And maybe this
Mm,
friend was so pissed off that maybe they were going to meet. Maybe he and the girl were going to meet at the hotel. And then the guy found out,
where
came
he was
instead and killed him.
saying.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe they left because they were together. Maybe they had a relationship. Who knows? Maybe he's the one who also paid for the funeral. Um, it's just odd. And why is he going by Dawn?
I
And why is Owen going by Roland T. Owen? And the other names that he gave in the other hotel. I don't know. It's just so strange.
feel like it's the mob, or I feel like it's
Could
someone they're
be.
sleeping with and they changed their name so they could get away with.
Yeah, that's something I got where it's like, no, blank, I'm not hungry. And like, you're kind of awkwardly like
Like
trying to
get
speak
away.
between the lines. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Interesting. Do we know what the item was in the box that
No, that
that's
is
so
the one thing
frustrating?
that like, oh, it's so frustrating. Like, that was kind of the kicker of that call. And then they never,
I don't
well,
even
we
know
don't
what that
know.
would do for my information, but I'm mad I don't know what it is.
I know. Same.
In my
Same.
mind, that would solve it all, but it probably wouldn't.
Yeah, the caller
Hmm.
apparently refused to say what the item was, and nothing further was resolved publicly. The person just hung up, didn't bring the stuff.
And
I guess got cold
hmm.
feet. It was probably like a parent or somebody they were related to and didn't want to go there. I don't know.
Is there like an overwhelming theory online about what happened or nothing? Just kind of
Not
um
really. I mean, it's kind of, I think it's mostly just discussed because of how bizarre it is and how clearly it is not suicide. Like, I know we
mhm.
discussed the other case recently, but in the hotel room where it was like staged as a suicide, but this one is not even possible because there was no
Mhm.
weapon. So it's sort of like we know someone else was involved,
Maybe the
but
item was
and
the
it
knife.
oh shit, and they just have in that box. Holy shit.
I
Or
mean,
the
I feel
weapon,
like
whatever they hit him over the head with maybe,
it's got to be something that they wouldn't want to
or
release to the public.
maybe his missing items. Like he had a
Mm.
necktie or a necktie tag and something else in there that, or no, no, sorry, not the missing item. Not the ones left behind, the missing ones. So maybe like his toothpaste or his hairbrush
Just
or
yeah.
whatever they stole or took.
Hmm.
It's just weird. And then like it sounds like an affair to me, but he's also 17 or 18 or 19, even at that age. Like, I
Maybe
mean, I
he
guess like you're having an affair, but like you must have pissed someone off. You're right. Like maybe pissed off a mobster, maybe pissed off his friend, maybe pissed off
could he
his
have been
fiance, maybe using, somebody said maybe he was, I think there was some clue somewhere that he could have been engaged and maybe like he cheated on his fiance. Who knows? Who knows?
could it be that he was out with his friends, hooked up with a girl and then found out that she was married and then that
Yeah.
guy to the mob maybe? And then
Yeah. I mean, really. Yeah, it could be.
because then that would explain why we really don't know who it would have been. It would have been a random guy, happens to be the husband of a woman he was sleeping with. That would explain maybe why the woman secretly sent flowers to the funeral because maybe she had feelings for him but couldn't tell her
Hmm.
husband. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not a bad idea.
I think he found a woman along the way and she was married.
That's what
That's
it feels like.
that's my theory.
Whether it's then all the like follow up phone calls are weird, you know? I just feel like the friend knew something if he's acting so fucking shady.
Mhm. Yeah.
But that's also just like she was pretty hell bent on that theory. So, there's
I feel
nothing
like
that
maybe
technically.
maybe the friend knows that something was up, but also doesn't really know all the information because, like, maybe this guy was found this woman who was in a relationship and then knew he was in trouble that, like, the husband might find out and was trying to keep his friend at bay and was like, "No, I'm not
Mm.
hungry, don't come here," and then the other note being like, "Wait a minute," because he knows that, like, this bad guy might be looking for him and doesn't wanna get his friend implicated.
Oh. Yeah, yeah, could be. Could be like
And then
s
that random grown man being like, I'm gonna kill him tomorrow." I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, that guy too, that running around with no shirt on, scream like, all beat up saying, "I'm gonna kill him."
Mhm. That's my
That I
thought.
feel like has to be part of it.
That's what I'm putting in, so
I
if we
think
ever
it's
find
some
out the
sort of
mystery.
love triangle or the infidelity. I do too. I agree.
Okay. Maybe we solved it.
Alrighty. Hey, we solved it. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone. I'm so glad you got to see all 40 minutes
Oh
of
my god.
this part. That was very silly. That's okay. We neither of us
Stupid.
noticed. It's not you didn't do anything that I didn't do. Um, it's very funny that we're still figuring it out. That's all.
The Yappy Hour wasn't on video then. Oh well. I just talked about the Wolper news. It doesn't really need video, I guess.
And apparently we've discussed it before, so I guess like
Yeah, go back to episode 3, whatever. Yeah.
go watch the episode where we did talk about it on video. Um, okay. Well, see you next week, everyone. Oh my god, everything just fell in my lap and it's a whole stack of papers. So,
Cool. Hopefully we see you and you see us.
yes, exactly. And
That's
why
we
drink?